Good evening, Spartan Nation. This is Spartan Grimlock here, and I'm super excited to be doing this review for you all tonight. I got my hands on a Hammond Collection Giganotosaurus, and I have to say, just seeing him in this window packaging, it looks amazing already. I mean, you can see a lot of detail when it's the sculpting of this figure alone. And I really can't wait to just bust him out of the box and see what else they did with him to make him more accurate to his screen appearance from the last Jurassic World movie. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We've got our Giganotosaurus out of the box, and I gotta say, this guy is truly massive, and rightfully so, given how it was represented in the last Jurassic World movie. I took some time to measure him, and from the bottom of my tail to the top of his head, he is literally standing at 10.5 inches tall, and that is truly fearsome for a dinosaur figure. And just from the tip of his nose all the way down to the tip of his tail that you cannot see on my camera, he is almost 2.5 feet long, maybe just a little over 2.5 feet, and that is impressive for a Hammond Collection figure. I mean, a lot of their figures haven't been that big, but this guy, he broke the mold when they made him, so to speak, and I am very happy with how it came out. I mean, I have loved its design since it appeared in that movie, and Hammond Collection just took it and like they just zipped it off the screen and right into the toy packaging. I mean, it is beautiful. I will point out a couple things that do bother me in comparison to my Tyrannosaurus figure that I have from Hammond Collection. First off is going to be this knee joint here. It is a ball hinge joint, and I'm a little disappointed that they went with that. My Tyrannosaurus Rex has a double jointed knee, and I was kind of hoping they would have kept that. But maybe considering how big he was, also this area right here, the sail on his back, maybe to distribute the weight better, that's why they couldn't do it. But you'd think it would be offset by that long tail of his, kind of like how dinosaurs were, tail up in the air. It kind of helped offset balance. But yeah, anyway, as far as articulation on this guy goes, we're going to take a look at the head here, and it is nice. We have a nice hinged jaw joint here, right there. Look at that. Gets a good range of motion, some nice rubbery plastic in here that extends right here. It looks like it kind of pseudo connects into the jawline where the teeth are, and the teeth are beautifully sculpted. I like that. Beautifully sculpted mouth, like nice paint applications in here, and like with the T-Rex, it has the articulated tongue, and I am becoming a sucker for these articulated tongues. I'm looking at you, Hiya Toys. Definitely a nice little treat when you have that in there, because you can get some better, more vicious poses out of guys like this. He has some head articulation. He can look down just a little bit. He can't really look up too high, and he can get a pretty good side to side motion, which is nice. Probably a ball joint in there that helps with that, most likely. It does have a ball jointed neck, and he can get a 360-degree motion out of that head. Not sure why you would want to have a 360-degree motion for the head, but yeah, the option is there if you decide. There is a hinged ball joint for the shoulder, and it gets the 360-degree motion right there. Just be very careful with doing that 360-degree motion. The joints can get loose very quickly. Has a nice hinged ball joint for the elbow. 360-degree motion there. No need to show that off. And you have the hinged ball joint hand, and definitely a treat to have that hinge on there, because you can kind of get him in like a rising pose if you have him lying on the ground for pictures and stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. We have a ratcheting joint here in the leg. Both legs have that. This is the knee I was talking about. You can already see it's a hinge joint right here. That's a ball joint, so this is a 360-degree motion, but it gets pretty good, solid posability out of that. The same joints extend here into the legs, the lower feet right there, which is not bad. Will definitely help with more complex poses. The only thing that's not going to help is he doesn't get a lot in the thigh region. There's no splitting for this guy. Sorry, buddy. Not going to be able to do the splits tonight. And the tail has a bit of articulation too. There's the ball joint, like I told you about, where it connects here at the base. Can move it from side to side, up and down a little bit. It's just a solid plastic here, so there's no articulation in this piece. But this piece here has a wire framing in it, which is nice, and you can get some pretty good angular curvature into that tail, which would make for some nice posing as well. But yeah, that is the articulation for this terrible guy. He's just gonna have to sit there. He's not wanting to stand up. But yeah, it is definitely an impressive figure. I really like what they did. The detailing in him is even better. You can just see the time that they took to sculpting each one of the different scaling patterns in him. He's got these little bumps all along here, kind of like the scoots on a crocodile, which I like that. He's got those sharp spines going along the back. This raised bony spine across his back extends kind of into the tail. And then you got like some little scar marks here from when he was fighting the T-Rex and the Tyrannosaurus at the end of the movie. That's some nice little detailing there. Some like folds in the skin along the neck. And the detail just gets heightened by all the different paint applications that they took for this guy. I mean, you've got this, like, what I like to call an alligator green, yellow along the underside of his neck. You got some splotches of forest green here for the striping on him. And across here, got a little bit here around the eye. And then, of course, in this forest green, you can see a little bit of a brown that's been kind of washed in there to kind of like make it pop a little bit more. And I like that. Like, that's definitely attention to detail for this figure, I have to say. And another neat little thing, I don't know if anyone else noticed it. You can't probably see it here, but they use this like clear plastic for the eye, and you can kind of see the eye here. But when I've looked at my T-Rex and with this guy, hold it at a certain angle and you move it, and it feels like the eye is like following you. And I really think that's a really cool, nifty effect. I like that effect. It's kind of like a predator stalking its prey, and it's just like, hey, I can see you. I'm going to follow you. But yeah, he is a truly impressive figure. I really like what the Hammond Collection did for him. And he's falling over again because he can't stand up on his own right now because he got to fix those feet. There we go. I picked him up for $34.99 off of Target, and he was a little cheaper for me because I had some Target Circle points. But I gotta say, he is definitely an impressive figure, and I would definitely say go and get him if you can. Check Target. They had him for shipping. Unfortunately, none of the stores around me had him available for pickup. Would have made it nicer, but whatever. Before we decide to head off for the night, I just wanted to do a little size comparison. We have the T-Rex here, and you can see she is almost as long as him. I think that's cool, but I feel that she shouldn't have been as long as him. In the movie, the T-Rex seemed like she was smaller than the Giganotosaurus, which is rightfully so, considering that they did indicate that it was the largest carnivore in comparison to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, at least by the movie standards. Definitely an awesome crown jewel to have in your Hammond collection, especially if you have the T-Rex, because I'm kind of hoping to set up the two of them in like a fighting pose. I might pick up the Tyrannosaurus later on down the line if I can catch him on sale as well, because I think that would be a pretty nifty little setup to have, is the three of them fighting like in the final battle. Those are my initial thoughts on the Giganotosaurus. It's definitely a truly impressive figure, and definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Definitely worth having, especially if you're a fan of the Hammond Collection or even a fan of dinosaurs. So yeah, if you could, just let me know down in the comments. Is this definitely something you would like to have in your collection? Are you a fan of the Hammond Collection? And if you're a fan of the Hammond Collection, which characters do you own? Which dinosaurs do you own? I know they made some of the human characters as well. I'm not really big into collecting those. Kind of like more the reptilian, saurian characters. Just let me know down in the comments. I'm really eager to see what you all have to say. And with that, I'm going to turn you guys loose for the night, and I will catch you all on the flip side.